The MagicX XU Mini is a console I've had for quite a while. Back in summer 2024, I took it on holiday with me to Greece for a week-long challenge. I didn't really use the XU Mini as much as I had anticipated, so never got round to creating a video for it. However, 9 months later, and the MagicX XU Mini has been calling out to me to give it another chance. How come I wasn't drawn to the XU Mini last year, and does this pocket-friendly console have more to offer than I gave it credit for? I've been using the MagicX XU Mini for the past week to answer these questions, and this is what happened. Back in the summer of 2024, I'd just come off the back of using one of my favourite pocket handhelds of all time. I'd taken the RG28XX to Turkey with me and couldn't get enough of it. So when it came round to using the MagicX XU Mini and taking it to Greece, I was equally excited and apprehensive. Excited because I love pocket-friendly handhelds, but apprehensive because I wasn't ready to stop using the RG28XX. Regardless, the MagicX XU Mini came with me to Greece, but I didn't end up using it as much as I'd hoped. Partly because the holiday was amazing and I didn't have a lot of time for gaming, but also something about the XU Mini didn't feel quite as pocketable as the RG28XX, mainly due to the analog sticks. So I didn't have it with me all that often. However, it's been a while since I've used a pocket-friendly handheld, with the smallest console I've used recently being the Miyoo Flip, so I've been really excited to give the XU Mini another go. I haven't switched on or charged the XU Mini since September last year, but amazingly, it powered on straight away. Something I really didn't expect and a great indication of the battery quality. However, the SD card was a different story. I never got round to changing the stock SD card with a better quality one, so it wasn't really a surprise. Nevertheless, the whole of the first day involved me sourcing a new better quality SD card, downloading and installing Plum OS. The whole process was easy enough if you followed the online instructions, and by the end of the day I was ready to upload my games. This was a bit frustrating as the original SD card was packed with games to play. However, I kind of knew the games and systems I was going to play over the week: Game Boy Advance, PS1, Dreamcast and PSP, so in the end it didn't really make much of a difference. Plum OS might have been really easy to install, but in all honesty I found it a bit of a faff trying to get the games to show up. In the end, I had to make some settings changes to force the system to look at the SD card for the games. I started off by trying to play some Need for Speed 2. Need for Speed 2 was one of my favourite games to play at lunchtime in college with my mates. We had absolutely loads of fun playing this, and I felt like rekindling some of that nostalgia. However, it didn't seem to work. Once the ROM loaded, it kinda just froze. So I decided to play another one of my favourite games from back then, Motorhead. This worked brilliantly and was great fun. Later that evening, we had tickets to go see Kevin Hart live. I really wanted to take my XU Mini to play while we waited for the show, but when I found out I couldn't even take our phones in, I decided to not risk the XU Mini. The next day, me and Haley went for a quick round of golf at lunchtime. It was a perfectly relaxing day and it totally got me in the mood for some Mario Golf while chilling in the garden. Now when it comes to most budget or pocket-friendly retro handhelds, the screens are decent but often not bright enough to work in the sunshine. However, the MagicX XU Mini was brilliant in the sun. The small yet mighty screen can get really bright and well visible when outdoors, perfect for some summertime gaming. As we discussed at the start of the week, the XU Mini battery is brilliant and throughout the week it lived up to its initial impression, needing no charging throughout the week even while playing for a couple of hours a day. Another thing that really impressed me are the amazing analog sticks. For such a small and cost-friendly handheld, you would expect the analog sticks to be average at best, but somehow they feel smooth with a great range of motion and a lot better than most retro handhelds which are more expensive. The analog sticks are great, especially when playing generations from PS1 onwards. I had an absolute blast playing Destruction Derby Raw throughout the week. Destruction Derby Raw is a game that came out late in the PS1 lifecycle, so I didn't really get to spend that much time with it back then, so getting stuck into it this week was awesome. The rest of the week I tested out some Dreamcast with Crazy Taxi and PSP with Initial D. The XU Mini performed brilliantly. To be honest, I do recall when I was using the XU Mini last year, the PSP and the Dreamcast emulation really did impress me at the time, with one of my favourite games back then being Tokyo Extreme Racer on the PSP. And this is where I think the XU Mini stands out. With the RG28XX, it is perfectly pocketable and is amazing to play Game Boy Advance games on it. It can handle PSP, but Game Boy Advance, SNES games and similar feel best suited to the RG28XX form factor. The XU Mini on the other hand, with its analog sticks, really works well with PSP, Dreamcast and PS1 gaming. I definitely felt last year that there was a lot of potential in the XU Mini that I hadn't really tapped into, and this time around it definitely impressed me even more than I expected. So much so that I'm really interested in grabbing the upgraded Mini 028, which comes with Android and offers more power. For the really low price, the MagicX XU Mini is an amazing option for newcomers to the scene that want an easy option and for anyone looking for a brilliant pocket handheld. If you want to get your hands on one, links will be in the description below, but if you want to check out the amazing RG28XX, then check out this link right here.